welcome back to my channel. I have not talked to you guys in what feels like forever because it pretty much has been. It's been over a month since I've like sat down, or maybe two, since I've like sat down and talked to you guys. And yes, I've been getting loads and loads of questions on a lot of my videos and stuff, particularly about like updates on, oh, I got a wedgie. Particularly on updates about like what's going on with me with school, with Patrick, with the babies. So I wanted to sit down and kind of have an update-ish type video with you guys, just to get you guys on like, just to like catch you guys up on what's going on before I start getting into like the whole, before I start getting back into the like more of a mode of making videos more regularly again, now that things have settled down. School started back for me. The girls are in daycare, and yeah, so I wanted to kind of get this kind of stuff out of the way and hopefully clear up some of those questions for some of you guys before I started in on some of the other videos that I've been wanting to make here lately. So okay, so I was on my laptop trying to like peruse through some of you guys' comments to figure out like what it is that I've been getting asked a lot, and I made a little list on my phone of kind of what it is that I want to talk to you guys. You know I don't do the organization thing when it comes to these videos. Usually I just ramble and that's what works for me, but yeah, I try to make a little bit of list so it's not like completely like freaking everywhere. So first, let me start by letting you guys know that I am still breastfeeding Italy. She's 3 months and 2 weeks now. I am still exclusively breastfeeding her. We haven't supplemented or anything like that yet. And that's going well. Probably after I make this video, if I have time, I want to do a complete separate video on just breastfeeding, because I get a lot of questions about that and a lot of advice and stuff like that. Questions about like, I don't know, like breastfeeding and everything. So I'm going to make a complete and total separate video, because if I started getting into that, this video would be like 15 minutes long. So we are still breastfeeding. That's going well. So I'm exclusively breastfeeding. If you guys know, some people think that breastfeeding is a method of birth control because while you're breastfeeding, your body doesn't allow you to release any eggs. So typically you don't have a period for up to like the first year of breastfeeding. If you have watched, I don't know what video I mentioned it in, but I mentioned that I did get Paragard at my 6-week checkup appointment with my doctor. I did get Paragard. That's the 10-year IUD that has like the copper in it, and that one's hormone free, so you still get a period on that IUD. I assumed that after getting the Paragard and still breastfeeding, I wasn't going to get a period, but I've been kind of like on and off like light bleeding for maybe like 2 weeks now. So that's a little weird, and a little bit of cramping. I've only had cramping maybe like 3 days out of like since I've gotten it, 3 or 4 days. So it's kind of weird. I think that if I didn't have if I wasn't breastfeeding, I think that I probably would have had that like long period that people say that they first get or whatever. That's kind of like the horror story or whatever situation. I think that I probably would have had that, but I think that since I am breastfeeding, I'm kind of having like this super light kind of like continuous on and off again period situation for like 2 weeks now, but it's only like panty liner, like only need like 2 panty liners, and then it's like half a day. It's really weird. So I am doing that. I don't go and get it checked to make sure like everything's fine until I think like mid-September. Let me put this away. Until like mid-September. So I think that it's fine. I can't feel it or anything like that. I don't have anything like that going on. So I will keep you guys updated on that. But I mean, so far so good. Besides the bleeding thing or whatever, I like it, and I like having like, you know, the peace of mind or whatever. So along with that plus breastfeeding, I kind of wanted to update you guys on my weight, because I haven't done any like postpartum updates really or anything like that. I just think that those videos are kind of boring, so I didn't want to record any. But I am still, like I said, exclusively breastfeeding, which if you look up stuff on that, if you like want to know more about it, look up how that helps with weight loss. That helps with weight loss as long as I've done a couple of changes to my diet, but I haven't done any working out or anything like that yet. And just doing that and I guess running around with 2 kids and being more active. I started my pregnancy at 130 132 and now I weigh 124, 125. And I literally have not weighed this much since like freshman or sophomore year high school. So I don't want to really lose any more weight. What I want to focus on is tightening and you know, tightening my stomach up and stuff like that. So I do kind of have a workout plan. If you guys have known me for a while or follow me on Instagram, you know that after I had J. Marie, I was really dedicated to my workout plan, and I had like a strict diet that I was doing for maybe like 4 or 5 months, and my stomach got really tight after doing that or whatever, and I was working out like 3 or 4 times a week, and I like had some slight abs, and honey, I was working it. But then I got pregnant, so that, you know, blew all that out of the window or whatever. But I kind of want to get back in the routine of doing that now that I'm back in school and stuff like that. I kind of want to figure out how I can keep doing that or try and do that again with juggling, you know, school and homework and the 2 kids or whatever. So I will keep you guys updated on that. Really the only things that I can do is kind of do what it is that I can do at home and make whatever changes to my diet that I can. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated on that. School. I also kind of want to do a separate video on school and how I'm going to school, how I'm affording it, how I'm doing it with 2 kids, what I've needed for school, so on and so forth. I've gotten like maybe 10 questions or so about school. A lot of you guys I know are like starting next week. I think someone said that she's about to start next week. So I wanted to kind of give you guys some tips or whatever, or how I'm doing it, and maybe that'll help you guys. That's going to be a separate video that I'm going to put up before next week as well. Let's see how things are going with the girls. J. Marie still, after Italy's been here for over 3 months now, J. Marie still has not really been that jealous of her. I've noticed a shift in J. Marie's attitude where I have to, you know, correct her a little bit more, get on to her about like talking back or you know, throwing fits and stuff like that. But I think that it's kind of a combination of that's her way to kind of get out her feelings about having to share me, as well as she's 2, and not only that, she is her mother's child to a T. Let me just tell you, she may not look as much like me as she does her dad, but she is just like me with like the drama and the attitude and stuff like that. So, or at least just like how I was. I hope I'm not like that still, but yeah. So we're just getting into the whole terrible twos or whatever thing, so we're trying to work through that. So I've noticed quite a change in that lately, but I mean, she still gets along with Italy really well, and you know, she not once ever has been like, "Mommy, don't hold Italy, pick me up," or whatever. She doesn't do any of that stuff. So I got really lucky and blessed with that, because I did a lot of like reading and research before Italy got here to kind of prepare myself on what I was going to do or how I was going to handle it if that was the case once Italy got here, but it wasn't, which was awesome. Let's see, living situation. A lot of you guys for some reason thought that I was living with Patrick. No, I'm not living with Patrick. I never have lived, well, when I first moved back to Kentucky, I did live with Patrick for maybe like 2 months, but no, Patrick's never lived here. I live here, just me with Italy and J. Marie, at my apartment. Obviously Patrick has stayed here quite a bit, but no, we don't live together. So that's what's going on with that. For some reason I've gotten like quite a few comments lately asking that. But no, we don't live together. He lives in his own separate house and I live here at my apartment. So yeah. Let's see, what else? Okay, so visitation. The visitation that I have set up for J. Marie right now is awesome. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that me and Martavius, J. Marie's dad, had to go through like, you know, some stuff before we got to the page that we're on now, and now I can really say that he is like one of my like dearest and best friends, and I can talk to him about anything. I can talk to him about me and Patrick stuff. I can talk to him about J. Marie. I can talk to him about school. I can cry. I can laugh. You know, we have a really, really great, solid friendship. And that's really, really important. And it's been really great to be able to get to that point with him. And it makes everything a whole lot better when it comes to J. Marie. We can take J. Marie out together or whatever, and it's not weird. It's not awkward. So that's been really, really great. The visitation with him is he gets her every other weekend. He'll usually pick her up Friday or Saturday and then bring her back to me later on in the day Sunday, so that I can like wind her down and get her ready for the next week to start. Because they're little vampires and they don't like to sleep, so he usually brings her back, you know, midday Sunday, so that I can start winding her back down or whatever from having a big party at her dad's house all weekend. And then he also picks her up from daycare for me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which has been a complete and total lifesaver, especially when it comes to having Italy now. And now that I know that I'm going to be back in school, I know that I can dedicate Tuesdays and Thursdays, you know, after I get in school, or after I finish school, after I get Italy back from daycare and stuff, to doing homework and stuff, and not have any type of interruptions until I need to start like making dinner and stuff like that. So that is awesome. And he gets her dinner on Tuesdays and Thursdays too, so that has really been like such a big help to me. And that's kind of how we have it set up right now. That's not anything that's like we had to go through the courts to do. It just kind of fell into place that way. My first semester of school, fall semester, I had a class that's ended at 4:30 and daycare closes at 4:30, so I just kind of asked him could he start picking her up on Tuesdays and Thursdays for me, and he said of course. So that's kind of how that's working out with us right now. And of course anytime in between there, I mean, if he asks me, hey, I'm doing such and such on Monday, or hey, can I get J. Marie Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday or whatever from daycare this week, or hey, I can only get her Tuesday or whatever, you know, we work it out. And usually if he asks for a little bit more than that, or you can't do that much that week or whatever, it's totally cool with me. He can have her, you know, pick her up an extra day and spend a little bit more time with her, or it's usually not a problem for me to figure out somewhere to get her, or somewhere for me to get her, some way for me to get her, or someone else to get her from daycare if he can't. So it's going really good with that. And he's freaking awesome, you guys, and I got really lucky. A really good dad. J. Marie, especially like dealing with this whole like sharing me with Italy and whatever thing. J. Marie and her dad seriously are like this. Like, she is such a daddy's girl. She wants to call him all the time. She always wants to FaceTime him. She makes sure that he's picking her up from daycare. She'll ask me when she's crying because she got in trouble or whatever. She's always crying for her daddy. So their relationship is really, really cool. So that's going good. When it comes to Italy right now, obviously she's still breastfeeding. Not only that, but she's breastfeeding on demand right now, so she's on no real type of schedule where she eats at such and such and such, and we're still co-sleeping. So Patrick doesn't get any overnights with Italy right now, but you know, basically, I mean, if he asks to see her, then, you know, I try and figure out a way for him to either get here or me to get her there, you know, for a little bit amount of time or whatever, so that he can spend some time with her. He does come over here quite a bit to see her. As you guys know, me and him have had some rocky kind of stuff going on in our relationship. So, you know, we're still trying to figure out our emotions when it comes to having a new kid and how it is that we feel about each other now. I keep saying that it's like we're on like this 3-week rebound rate, because 1 week we're like not talking, like not really getting along, don't really want to be around each other, and then the next week we're like trying to figure us out and trying to be together again, and then 3 weeks after that, you know, it's just like, I don't know, it's really kind of complicated. And basically a couple weeks ago we were kind of in a bad spot, and then a couple weeks after that he proposed to me, and then now we're back at, we're just kind of like, I don't know, just doing the Italy thing or whatever. So I don't know, it's really complicated and it's confusing with him right now, and I don't want to like put all of that out there, just because I have people that I like know in real life that watch my videos and stuff, and I don't want them to like feel like I'm doing something wrong or like he's doing something wrong. And some of you guys like have commented on some of my videos and like bashed him a little bit, so I need to be a little bit more careful about like what it is that I put out there. So I don't want to put all that out there for like everybody to know, but yeah, you guys that follow me on social media, I do put some stuff on there. Some of you guys like to inference and like make little like ideas about what you think is going on, and that's probably true. But yeah, so I don't know, we're just kind of in a rocky situation right now. And the latest thing from our latest argument or whatever, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, right before I went on vacation to North Carolina, there was some stuff done through the courts, so we are looking at figuring out a visitation schedule with Italy right now. I don't want to get into all that with you guys until I know what it is that's going to be, and until we're at a good place with it and we figure it out. But that's kind of what's going on with that right now. So I don't know. I mean, really, you guys, that's my #1 question that I get is, are you and Patrick still together? What's going on with you and Patrick? Are you guys getting back together? Blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing. And really, I don't even know how to answer that question, because I feel like it's so different from day to day. Like, it's really complicated, and I think that you girls that are out there that have, you know, baby daddies or whatever that you still love and that you still get along with or whatever, you'll kind of understand where I'm coming from. And, you know, if he was just like a boyfriend or whatever and we didn't have a kid in common and stuff, I would have kicked him to the curb like 3 like let's try agains ago. But you know, with like a kid being in the mix, and you know, with all the feelings and the deeper feelings that come with that, it's really hard for me to just not take him back every time that he kind of like changes his mind and decides that this is what he wants, and or at least, you know, give him the chance to show me that this is what he wants. But so far it hasn't really been much like solidity to it. I mean, we've tried again like 6 times now since last January when we broke up. So I don't know, it's really complicated, and I feel like I have to get in a place where I've either had enough, or he has to get in a place where he's really ready to commit and, you know, take it for what it is and put his all into the, you know, the situation. Because he's kind of a person that he just makes a decision, this is the decision he's gonna make, and he does it. And then 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, he's like, wait, I just made this decision, is this what I want? And he's like always like overly thinking everything, or he's like an overthinker or whatever, overanalyzer, which is one of my favorite things about him, is that he just thinks a lot deeper about so many things in life than other people, or, you know, usually people do. And I've learned a lot from him. Because of that. I mean, we have like deep talks all the time, but I mean, I've learned a lot because of that characteristic of his. But I think sometimes it makes him get himself in trouble, because then he doesn't feel as confident in his decisions, and then he like wavers all the time with stuff, especially when it comes to like relationship stuff. So, you know, we're cool, we're getting along, we're fine, but I just don't feel like I'm in a place where I'm ready to like believe that this is really what he wants, because he has changed his mind so many times of what it is that he wants to do. And I don't think that he's at a place right now where he really is ready to commit the way that he has to be with me, because I can't, I'm not looking for just a boyfriend or, you know, whatever. I come with, you know, a family. I have 2 kids. I am in school. After that, you know, I'm on a different level or whatever of commitment if somebody is going to be with me. So I don't know if that's what it is. I don't really know exactly what it is, but we're just as of right now, as of this week, as of today, we're not at a place where we are ready to actually like be together, but we are getting along. Who knows what could happen tomorrow. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with him. That is my #1 question that I get from you guys, and you guys always ask me, like I said, an update on Patrick, what's going on with you and Patrick. And I try and comment back to some of you guys and just be like, dude, like, if I could update you, I would. But if I would have done this update last week, it would have been me and Patrick hate each other and we're not getting along and it's terrible. If I do this update next week, it might be me and Patrick are engaged and blah blah blah. You know, it's really, really crazy with us. And I know that that sounds a little bit crazy and that sounds a little bit stupid maybe, but I think that those of you that haven't really closed the chapter with your child's father, or those of you that haven't gotten the closure that you need, or don't think that things really aren't unfixable, like at the point or whatever in the relationship that you are with your baby daddy. I think that some of you guys might understand where I'm coming from and why it's so in lingo with us. So I don't know. I don't really know exactly how to update you guys on that. I don't want to like one-sided or whatever, and I don't want to put too much out there, and I don't want to make it seem like he's in the wrong or that he's doing something that he shouldn't be or that he's the bad guy or anything like that. So I don't want to get into it too much with you guys about that. But that is my number one question that everybody's been asking. If anything like superly changes with that, of course I will update you guys on that. But I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm at a place finally now where, you know, I'm not like super sad about anything really, about, you know, about having 2 kids, about the situation with Patrick, whatever it is that day. You know, I'm really in a good place right now in my life, so that's good. So yeah, I'm gonna go get Italy from daycare. So yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.
Whoa, what's going on? Ugh. Do you guys have those spots in your head where there's just like that one spot that just like, it's like a big spot that doesn't like, it just never like has hair that covers it? Do you understand what I'm saying? I have those spots and I don't appreciate them very much, I'll just say. I haven't been in front of the camera so long. This is so weird. And what is this? There's like this little box, right? That's about this big. And it's over my face on the screen here. And it's like moving with me.